Yeah. So it is another time of the day. For me, I consider the day to be a cycle. So it is another time of the day for me. And I'm reaching you on your screens at this very moment. It is for the good of all, everybody. You know, when I come like this, my message is always about self development. Most importantly, geared towards men. Because the burdens of the family, most of the time, is carried by the masculine character. Yes. So it is very important that men come to this realization that we need to put many things aside and seek to improve our life so that we will not fall victims to the negative circumstances of life. And I want to explain something concerning the purpose of life, the purpose-driven life in connection to semen retention, the life of preserving the life of preserving the energy of existence. You understand? You see, men have to come to learn all these things, not because it is not needed by women. That is not the reason. The reason is that we are in a society where women look up to men because of the patriarchal system that we are living in. Therefore, if we men, we do the right thing, then automatically women will be affected positively. You see, when I talk about the purpose-driven life, don't think too far. It is not an extraordinary life, no. Sometimes the things that, not even sometimes, most of the time, the things that make our life better are freely given by nature. But the system takes us out, drove us out, pushes out of getting access to nature. And then when the time comes where we feel like, no, we need to go back to nature, they find ways to sell it back to us at expensive prices. You see, the resource centers, what is the aim of the resource centers? The aim of the resource centers, the recreational grounds, is to come back to nature, experience nature, enjoy the beauty of nature, make merry of the moment. So the purpose-driven life is not like a whole life, like a life which is out of the world. No, it's just a life of being in harmony with nature and enjoying quality living. You see, and men cannot achieve this. We cannot achieve this when we do not sacrifice. In fact, the word sacrifice have to be ringing in the minds of every man, especially the youth. You see, the reason why the society is failing is because some of these things are not being re-echoed deeply into the conscious of many people. And the mistakes keep happening, and our lives are not getting better. Many people's lives are not getting better. Therefore, we have to come to that realization and make changes. You have to sacrifice. It is a must for every man who wants to live the purpose-driven life, a life that is worth celebrating, you need to sacrifice. And most importantly, sacrificing the sensual pleasures that got to do directly with the creative force, the sexual energy. You understand? We have to. Therefore, it is my duty, yes, of course, I put it upon myself that I will try everything within my means to talk about this. Because the few people that will come to this understanding can make a great change in the world. You see? And I always think, what can I do? What can I say? What are the things around me that I can get inspiration from to bring this message to the multitudes? And one of those places where I get inspiration from, apart from my own personal experience, I look up to the religious texts, the religious books, because they are coded with wisdom that we can tap into and make changes in our life. And today, I bring you the character of 3 people, very important personalities in the Bible. I don't want to make this very long. I want to make it very short, but just bear with me and let's see how it's gonna go. I'll try my best to make it very short so that the main point or what I want to cut across, everybody can come to that understanding. You see, Jesus, John the Baptist, and Apostle Paul, these are characters in the Bible. You understand? Apostle Paul was a disciple of Jesus, and he was the pivotal, the bearer of the light of the gospel to reach the multitudes. I'm describing his character. The Bible describes him as a short person. He was with so many illnesses and a hunchback. But this man tightened his belt. He was very strong to the core and delivered the message of Christ to many people and wrote many books which are inspiration up to date. This was the kind of man he was. And he lived without a wife. There was no record of him getting married. Now, let's look at another character in the Bible. John the Baptist, the one who baptized Jesus. In his own words, I'm describing him. In his own words, he said, I am the voice calling in the wilderness, preparing the way straight for the Lord. That's what he said. He said he is the one. He said, I am the one. The I over there is showing something. It shows that the man knows who he is. He said, I am. He knows his purpose. He is driven by his purpose. He lived and fulfilled his purpose on earth. He's a fantastic man. In fact, not just a fantastic man. He's a man of radical. He was very radical because he cares about almost many things don't matter to him. Everything he does is geared towards achieving his purpose. And his words were powerful. His words were powerful, piercing through the hearts of many, dividing the truth from the lies. And because of this, many people who come under his voice come back to themselves and repent of all the wrongdoings. They judge themselves by their conscience. This was the kind of man he was, living in the wilderness, eating wild beasts and honey. He didn't live a life of luxury that we consider to be. Yet, he was cool with his life and fulfilled. You understand? He was driven by his purpose, and he achieved it, and he was happy because he achieved it. And listen, I want to say something. The reason why I have to talk about all these things, listen, and he was without a wife. He never married. He was single. He never married. He preserved his life force. His energies were all geared towards achieving his dreams in life. Now, let's talk about Jesus Christ, the epitome of charisma, of beauty, and of love. In the astrological teachings, he was attributed to the character, to the zodiac sign of the Pisces, not the character. He was attributed to the zodiac sign of the Pisces. He sacrificed his life. He made his life a positive victim of circumstances. And he caused great change in the whole of totality of life. Now, when we are talking about the most practiced religion in the world, Christianity stands out because of the impact he left upon the surface of the earth. The first time I watched the Passion of Christ, I couldn't help than to cry. I cried. I was weeping like this, like a child. And fortunately for me, there were no people around to see what was happening to me. The reason why Jesus Christ made a great remark upon the surface of the earth was that a man gave his life for the multitudes so that many people can come to salvation, that many people can be redeemed from the obstacles and the troubles of life. That was what made him a great personality. You understand? These are the things that we as practitioners of semen retention, we have to be learning from. Of course, we don't pray, or it is not our desire that we will become celibate and never have a wife or never have sex. No. Of course, some time to come, we will. But we have to put right things in place, lay down good foundations, that when our children come, they will live a life of luxury that I described in this message. You see, you are there, maybe you are there, you are listening to me, and you are in this relationship, and this relationship is sucking you of your blood, of your energies. You're trying to find the way out, but you can't, because where your energy is, there your heart will be. You invest your creative energy, your sexual energy into this relationship, therefore, there your heart will be. So though things are not working out, though you understand very clearly that this thing is not serving your purpose, but you don't know the way to get out because you are weak. You've sold your energy out, so how can you have the strength to get out? But I want to kickstart your mind. I want to put some fire into your mind that you can still start afresh. Get out of that relationship and make a fresh new start. You can. It is possible. You can be happy without that relationship. I bet you can be happy without that relationship. Of course, I have been like this without a woman for many years, but I'm living. And each and every day, I am achieving the reason why I took up this practice. That can be your testimony. It is not far from reach. This is the message I leave with you at this very moment. Thank you. More love and peace be with you.